Whoa.
Thank you for joining Passing for Perfect. I'm Corey.
I'm Kanisha.
And today we have guests. We let somebody in the house, y'all.
Yeah.
We let some real people in the house. We got company. So we would like to welcome our Hall, the funny, hilarious, entertaining comic Howard Hall. If you haven't seen him, go and see him.
Please.
And his beautiful wife, Shawanda.
Yes.
And they are here. And y'all know how I go. We don't have no script.
Love it.
We just here.
Yeah.
We have a topic and we just go.
I like
that. He gets off the rails.
And I go off the rails. I get about halfway in, I get off the rails. Don't y'all mind me. Just keep going.
I'm here to have fun.
Just stick with it.
And talk.
I know she know how to reel you back in.
Yeah, she tried. It works sometimes. Sometimes we back to
Well,
it is.
the way we set up, it's set up live, but we like to chat with our viewers. So
What's up?
they talk to us and we try to answer questions.
Oh, that's good. I like
That's
the
dope.
interaction.
So yeah, a little interactive. And did you all introduce your platform?
Oh, yeah. I'm Howard Hall, comedian Howard Hall, and my wife, Shawanda,
Hall.
author and other things.
As
an author, motivational speaker, business owner.
Keep going.
She bad.
Mother,
grandmother, all that, and then some. And we are also the host of the patio pullup.
Yes.
Which is a dope idea created by Shawanda.
Really?
Yes.
Cool.
Created by Shawanda. I'm just the creative director over it. She comes up with everything. Just a platform where we just get to talk, get out our feelings, get out certain things, and it's basically a safe place for us to talk.
Yes, and just be real with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, while people are watching us be real with ourselves, they can see themselves or their issues and see, like I said, that there's hope.
Mm.
And everybody has issues. We try to keep that out there. And the best way to get through it is to talk about it.
Yes.
Like if you don't talk about it, don't nobody know about it. So that's the big thing for us too, is communication. We actually met them. Well, we've seen Howard 1,000 times before we actually met him and his wife. But we actually met them at their marriage ministry. They hosted a marriage ministry.
Yes.
A friend of ours invited us, and we went. We had a wonderful time. And after that, as often as we could, we went so far as to be on the phone. She's at work, and I'm on speakerphone.
I saw it. I remember that, man.
That was so dope.
I remember.
I didn't make it, but I made it.
Yes, you were there
Virtually.
And shout out 360 Christian Center, man.
Shout out.
Yes.
Pastor Leroy Scott.
Love it.
Awesome. So, you want to jump in, or you
This is okay. So this happened last week.
Word.
He was on Twitter, which he loves,
That's
and
my life.
he came across some comments, kind of like the mad black women.
Okay. Yeah.
But
deep in black Twitter, wouldn't you?
But it was on the sexual lines.
Okay.
I'm all right with that. Okay.
The mad black women.
Keep going.
They were frustrated.
It was sexual frustration. We're sexually frustrated as black women. We don't get to express ourselves. When you express your sexuality, it's labeled one thing. When you don't express your sexuality, it's labeled another. And there's no in between. And then I had a couple of married ladies in the Twitter. I'm saying guests because y'all get, but they were like, I'm married and I'm frustrated. Like, he doesn't understand. He doesn't listen. And me, I'm just in the middle. I'm in full petty. Like he ain't listening. What do you mean he's not listening? What are you telling him?
Yeah.
Well, I don't say anything. I just go when he wants it, I have it. When he doesn't want it, I don't have it. So I'm like,
so you just not saying nothing.
So you just saying nothing. So how is he gonna know if you don't speak? If you don't speak?
Right.
And she was like, he just doesn't listen. But how are you bringing the information? You can't bring this conversation in the middle of the sex. Like we can't be having sex and you say, hey, we're not having enough sex. We need to do this more. That's not the time to do it.
Hey, you know this thing we're doing right now? We need to do this
we
all.
need to continue this.
Oh,
And
that
so-
ain't right. That ain't the right move.
That's not the right moment.
That's hysterical.
So I just go back and forth. I went back and forth at least about 2 hours just
Oh,
in
wow.
the midst of the mist.
Oh, yeah. You
So-
stirring the pot.
Stirring the pot.
I'm never privy to these
I love it.
conversations. I don't know what
So-
he just come back and talk about it. I don't have a clue.
So the ladies, there's single women,
Mhm.
there's married women, there are people in relationships, and it was black women. It was 100% black women.
Wow.
And my question was, in the middle of it, was, what do y'all think the root of that is when it comes to not, as black women, not being able to express yourself? I said, I'm gonna put in my 2 cents. Y'all take it how y'all want it, and we'll run with it from there.
Mhm.
What was
And that's
that?
how we came to this topic.
To this topic, okay.
So
Wait. What was the 2 cents?
my 2 cents was, it's multi-layered.
Okay.
You know, so I said it comes from the way black women are raised. When you're in depending on what generation you're raised in.
Absolutely.
If you're 30 and over, 35, 40, 50, your grandparents, parents, you didn't talk about sex in the house.
Right.
Absolutely.
It wasn't an open conversation. And I say my house was a little different. My parents weren't that way,
Mhm.
even though, you know, my parents are in their 70s now, but they didn't. I guess it was a little different because we were boys too. She had our boys, so it was a little easier to have those conversations. So for women, that doesn't happen. Like, I know ladies who, when we were in middle school, they found out about their period at school after the embarrassment.
Yeah.
So these conversations are being had. So that was my first thing. Like, black women don't have these conversations. This doesn't happen
Mhm.
in that generation. And then I say, but now this generation, sex is overly exploited. It's
Oh,
like
absolutely.
everything is
It's
sex.
so normalized, like that ain't even shocking.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing that's said sexually is shocking. So it's like it's an in between. It's a generation gap. There's one generation that's completely quiet and reserved, and everything is taboo and won't share nothing. And then there's another generation that shares everything.
Too much.
So we got into the conversation. At that point, I was like, that's where it comes from.
Mm.
Like, you have a generational gap where we're kind of that generational gap where we're in the middle.
Yeah.
But we kind of try to get away from what our parents did, the way our parents did,
Mhm.
and we had more conversations with our kids about it.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's a generation of them that's just like,
Yep, gone.
it's over with, it's
Yeah.
gone. So that run the topic, like in relationships, be it marriage, dating, whatever, people are having sex, and we. So let's not be foolish enough to think there's the percentage of people who are abstaining are this small.
Right.
So let's not play that game with kids and not talk about have these open conversations about sex. So this brought on the conversation of how important is a good sex life to a healthy relationship. And my thing is like, if you get that pie chart out, it may not be the biggest chunk, but it's gonna be the second biggest chunk.
It's a chunk.
Next to communication. It's gonna be like, you can talk about money, but if you can talk about money, you can work your way around money and those financial things. When the sex is bad and there's no communication,
Y'all roommates, man.
it's your roommates.
You might want to put
over.
some bunk beds in the room.
It's over. So that's what we wanted to talk about.
Yep.
Yeah,
Two separate
two separate beds, like Leave the Beaver,
Bruh.
the Cleavers.
I
So-
mean, the thing was after he said all that was going on right in the middle of Twitter, we looked up some stats,
Oh,
and that was
that it kind of shocked. It was shocking.
That pushed me to
Even more.
like, really, this is what we're doing as grown married folks, and I get it. We get complacent.
but the single people numbers were
The single
worse.
people wasn't even better.
They were
That
just
was like,
a couple of numbers off.
I feel sorry.
Give me the stats. What are we
Okay,
talking about?
so-
It was the average married couple was having
The
sex.
amount of times in a year.
Was
In a-
having sex on average 51
54,
times a year. 54. 54 times a year as a married couple.
52 weeks in a year.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And
Like,
as a single,
I want you to turn your head to the camera with that face.
I know y'all seeing these stats, right? Oh, okay.
I mean, I just
54
a year.
54 years.
Wow.
Married
Married.
couple.
Average.
Alarming.
And the
And the
singles
single
was
people
51.
were 51
Oh,
times
really?
a year on average, which blew my mind.
I know.
But
Wow.
what you see is, what you don't realize is that most times with single people, we see our circle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We have single friends in our circle, and they usually birds of a feather flock together. If you're a sexual person,
Right.
the people you hang with are sexual. So they may be on that upper echelon that's pushing that number up to 51. But for most people, it's like,
You know,
I know married. I have two people who I talked to about this before
Yeah.
we came on. I have a single friend. The sex is, she's like, it's impossible out here.
He said impossible.
She used the word impossible.
She says it's impossible out here
Whoa.
and I always think
because she
get
said,
it when you want to get it. You know,
I get
Right.
if I get one guy who's at least performing well,
Yeah.
he doesn't have time. The guy who doesn't perform well
Has all the
he
time
has
in the
all
world.
the time in the world.
God, don't.
And so
Go
it's
over
like
there.
Apparently, because he's getting finished in
No.
3 minutes.
No.
He
exactly.
got more time than
And he
that.
got a
Come
ton
over
of
there,
time
no.
on his hands.
I'm-
And so it's like,
easy.
okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
but it's so I'm like, oh, you see, she's like, look, she told me, she's like, I go 8, 9, 10 months and be like, and I'm like, friend, and this is somebody I know who, you know, I've known for years, and I know their sexual nature. So she's been like, I just, why be disappointed?
Damn.
Why be disappointed?
What
God,
are y'all
no.
views on this?
See, look, I see where I stand on it is like, all right, so those stats are shocking. They are
Yeah.
shocking.
Yeah.
So I would like to start it with like, let's see who dictates the sexual relationship in relationships. Who dictates it, the male or the female? I think it's mostly the male.
I do too, and I agree. I think I think we are viewed as the more sexual of the two. And I've always said this, and people laugh at me. We are the more outwardly sexual. Like men talk about sex. Men are the social perception on men is that we're sexual. So people expect us to be that way.
Yeah.
So, but women enjoy and want sex more than men.
They are worse than
Men
us.
just verbalize it better than women.
When they go on their girls trip, bruh,
What
the
happened on
conversations they have,
The conversations.
bro,
Yeah.
I'm not privy to it. I'm just privy
You
to.
just know it happened.
I know it
You
happens.
know it happened.
And the beauty of it for me is I've always worked for the most part in environments that was 95 above women.
Mhm.
I'm usually one or two men in the section, so they act
Yeah.
as if Corey, I'm married with a wife, so I'm basically the gay friend. in the
Yeah,
room.
that's
So that's how the conversation works for me. So I hear things
I'm
that
You
Yeah.
just
Yes.
I hear things
Yes.
that most
like he come on
Heterosexual men don't.
I'm like,
and you come home and it's like unbelievable.
Look, you hear the story. I'm like, y'all dealing with what?
And it's
but I'm asking him, like, why do you know that? Like, why do you know that?
Because I'm the
information?
closest male in the area, and they need answers. And if
Yeah.
they ask the dude that's messing over him, guess what they answer?
Yeah.
Baby, what's wrong? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's his answer.
Right.
So, like, understand, I'm happy. My wife's happy. What are you doing
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
that I need to
I
do?
need the formula.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And-
the question is are you gonna do it?
Mm. See, now that brings me to what your friend said. Like, how are you talking to him? Like, you gonna say, "Hey, I'm frustrated." So what are you telling him? Well, I ain't saying nothing. Well, that means you're not talking.
And we have this conversation, I'm not gonna lie, like literally all the time.
All the time.
Like we're open about our sex, our sexuality between each other. We weren't always there. He was more so than I was because just like you said, as women, we're raised to just be women, be prim, be proper. So like I explained to him before now, it felt weird to tell you
To
what I
say so.
wanted, like in the bedroom.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel like, especially, and then if you've been in previous relationships with men who are controlling, that's another thing you have to deal with, or jealousy,
Right.
as far as like, I don't want to tell you this because then you might think I'm a certain way or I'm a certain type of way. He and I, like, I'm gonna be whatever he needs me to be in the bedroom, or
Clean the
whatever
night.
he wants me to be in the
Clean
bedroom.
the night.
And we have a ball. Like,
Ball, bro.
literally, since we let go and just shared with each other, and instead of like feeling like, ooh, that's gonna sound stupid, or
Right.
that's gonna make me
Yeah.
feel like embarrassed.
I think that's a lot with women.
Yeah.
We don't want to sound crazy. when we
Yeah.
Is that a
say something.
comfortable thing for y'all? Like, is that like you have to be comfortable enough to be
Yes.
that truthful? I mean, we married though.
I know, but it's still
It's embedded.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the PTSD
Yeah.
from slavery that we
Or
as black
trauma.
people deal
Oh,
with.
wow.
That trauma.
Yeah.
That's how it is for women, because so many women have dealt with first of all, not having open conversations when they were younger about sex.
True.
Yeah.
Secondly, a lot of them have been
In
some
trauma, sexual
type
trauma.
of sexual trauma
Yes.
on
Yes.
some level.
Yes.
Men too.
Yes.
But men tend to be like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. So when you get somebody that you're close with, it still takes you time to open up. Like with us, like our friends are like, I literally think our friends think that's all we do. Like
That's
they
what I
don't,
think.
they don't
friends
think we
do.
don't do anything but have sex. Like
That's-
y'all get up, have breakfast,
And go
Then
have
go
sex.
have
or have sex. Like
Yeah.
that's how our friends think, because
Go
we're
get in the
open
shower,
about
get
it.
ready for
Yeah.
bed.
Because I feel like it's sex.
It's-
Like
yeah.
it's
It's
natural.
natural.
God,
Yeah.
it's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
And
is
if
for
I
us.
want my husband, I want my husband.
Right.
It like that shouldn't
Right.
be a
That
should
shouldn't be
be-
awkward.
yeah. It shouldn't be awkward.
shouldn't be
Yeah.
awkward.
Honey,
awkward,
come
though.
to the room. Like it shouldn't be like, no,
Yeah.
you know that you
Yeah.
want your wife or your husband.
Yeah, I know in public he gonna hold me, he gonna feel on me.
Yes.
That's what we're working on. That's our new one. We're purposely being more
Affectionate.
mushy.
Oh,
Because
Yes.
we don't have the issue with sex. Like it's like we'll be in the bed like this, like, hey bro. like hey bro.
Hey, what's
happening?
going on with it?
And, like what's going on? Like
That's so
and that's
funny,
both
bro.
ways. Because it's
Yeah.
like, hey bro.
In
It's been
those
a day and a half.
words.
What the hell going on?
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you okay? You feeling good? It's like, so, and that's how it should be though.
Yeah.
Like that's a healthy marital sex. Like,
Maybe not in
Ah,
those words.
maybe
You
not in
said
Hey,
those
words.
words.
but that's y'all
But
love
that's
language too.
y'all
I love
language.
that.
Yeah.
so
There you go.
we
Yeah.
just feel like we're working on being more mushy, more like
Affectionate.
More affectionate towards each other.
Yeah.
So a little bit more romantic, a lot less hey, look, hey, give me that.
Yes.
fella.
And yeah.
Yeah.
We just had that conversation about like we were my wife would get confused with when I want her, like she think I want to have sex with her right
Oh,
then
okay.
now, and I was like, no, sometimes I just like I need you on me,
Right.
or like
Physical
yeah, like
touch.
she was like, oh, so that was like yeah, like it don't
I
mean
just
like
need
turn
to-
over and bend. Now I'll take it.
I'm not turning it
I ain't
down.
gonna turn that down.
We
But
just say,
I don't need it every
I just
time.
need
But
the physical connection.
yeah,
And when he told me that, I was like, he started telling me like, I want you.
Mhm.
And he told me now that doesn't mean like right now. He
Yeah.
just said like, I just needed you to know that I want you. So he started doing that more and more, and it just kind of like made me kind of settle a
Loosen
little
up
bit.
some
So
more.
yeah, so it's not like I'm feeling like, okay, every time he tell me he want me or he
Prepare
touching
yourself.
me in, like it's like, okay,
It's not the
I know
pressure.
it's going down, or I gotta get ready.
Ladies, I'm putting this in the
Yeah.
camera. It's not pressure.
It's
We
not
just want
pressure,
y'all to
man.
know that hey, it's out there. Like if you feel,
This is
ain't it
how
like
I feel.
low key flirting?
Yes,
It's
I was just about to
low-key
say,
flirting.
and
That's all it
intimacy,
is.
like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie,
random
because
like,
it's almost like what we talked about, like he primes me, like
Yeah. I'll
throughout
prime
the
you out
day.
throughout the
Because
day.
usually when he comes at me, I'm like, what you want?
like,
What you want?
Oh my
Because you want something.
Oh
When
God,
he
you break
come-
it down.
when he
Stop.
Look, when he come and he get behind you, I'll be like,
I'm not.
You go.
And, but this is the thing. Remember, and y'all may remember, y'all may not remember. Remember with the marriage retreat. I mean,
Man,
Ministry.
man.
ministry. I would always say I was the one that wasn't affectionate. I was
Yeah.
working
Right.
on it, and she was like, and I've been working on it. So now she's like, "Nigga, what you want?" Like, I want anything.
You're like,
I'm trying to
I'm just
control.
being more
I'm
affectionate.
just
It's
being.
just that,
I'm
you know,
just
when you're not
working on
used
it.
You're not used to it, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I'm trying. So,
Where does that come from, though? Where does that tense up of?
because I'm not used to him doing that.
Oh wow.
And I've made the request. But now it's like accepting the behavior.
Right.
Oh,
You did
yeah, I got
exactly
you.
what you wanted.
See, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
The best result that the best way to show somebody that you hear them and you apologize
Change
and change
behavior.
behavior.
Change behavior.
So I changed my behavior. Now I'm like, okay, now I'm the one like, wait a minute,
Now
you
what I'm
need to
supposed to
come.
do?
And
what
I
am
will
supposed
say,
to
as
do?
women, we do have to be more aware of that with men, just not to, I don't want to, well, yeah, scare them off in the sense
Right.
like the
Make them
behavior is
feel
changing.
rejected.
Yeah, so like accept it. Like I know, like coming up behind you may feel it in that instant, but be aware and be like, okay, you just,
I'm just behind you.
Yeah.
And each time you're just gonna loosen up more and more.
I'm working
and then
on it.
before you know it, y'all gonna be down on the floor in the kitchen.
I feel
Right.
you.
Seriously.
And look, and I know some of that anxiety probably comes from how men approach you on a daily. Like
Right.
you gonna get approached. It don't matter if y'all married or not. People gonna shoot their shot,
Right.
and you already know what the
True.
shot is being, what they shooting it for.
Where the arrow is.
Yeah,
What
they
that arrow
know
is.
what the aim is. So
Your
don't
husband
treat
let you
your
have
husband the
friends.
same way.
Right.
We shooting our shot too, but we here though.
We here, we got it, but we still have to shoot our shot.
Yeah.
Because once again, men are hunters. So even when we flirt with you, it's for the get back. So it's amazing how I'll tell this story real quick. When we first got married, she was confused as hell.
Yeah.
Because we kind of abstained on the last couple of months before we got married.
Oh, bro.
So that we not gonna lie to y'all and say we ain't had no sex before
Hey,
marriage.
because I was shacking. I don't care.
Yeah. We're not gonna tell that lie.
I'll say
We even somebody even said they come into church together and they shaking up like
yes. You know how hard bills are?
yeah.
Okay,
We
no.
got this
I don't want to talk
thing.
about
So we made a conscious effort. We're gonna abstain before sex.
Still living together.
Still living together.
it. Absolutely.
Hardest shit in the world.
I already know.
But
I know.
we did because we wanted to go in the right way spiritually.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh, yeah.
The struggle for me was after we got married was the fact of holding back. Like I would have the issue of not want to have too much sex because I didn't want you to get burnt out on the sex, or thinking I just had
It's too much.
It's too much.
I've been.
And you know what, and you know what that also comes from having sex before marriage, and every time as soon as we go, Lord, please.
Yeah.
Like, so you train yourself in repentance to the point that when you get into the marriage, you don't understand it's okay.
Right.
You don't understand that, okay, it's okay
It's
now.
blessed
Yeah.
now.
It's blessed. It's do whenever, however, wherever, under fire to the
Whatever.
78 power, however you want to do it. And it took me almost 2 years to be like just comfortable with like whenever
Just
we just
being
get
able to-
right.
I
So-
literally talked to a lady, one of the ladies at the church that I've been around since I was a little girl. And I told her, I was like, I feel so crazy. I was repenting.
Wow.
Literally prayer.
And we was married.
Wow.
And we were married.
Wow.
Heart of repenting.
Heart up praying.
That's not funny at all, but
Now, where did that come from?
yeah, where like
Because y'all
Again,
were
just
married.
getting married. And okay, let's be real. I have 2 children out of wedlock
Okay.
before we got married.
okay.
So that whole stigma,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
I got
saying?
you.
Being raised in the church since little.
Mhm.
So all of that, which I believe for Black folks, being raised, a lot of us being raised in the Christian atmosphere,
Yes.
and all of that pressure.
And in the South.
And in the South. So you don't talk about sex. Nobody teaches you.
No.
Nobody's trying to teach you about stuff. Then you're in church and it's always you going to hell.
Yeah.
About
You know what
it.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because you're sex out of wedlock, and I done been there and done all of that. I got 2 children, all this different stuff. And then he and I got together, and when he met me, though, I was celibate when he met me.
I was selling a lot of it. Oh,
Boy, if you ain't catch that.
I know.
Fantastic.
So
Okay. I'm here for it. Keep going. I'm with it.
whenever we, Father God,
Yeah.
Okay, so when we did, become sexually active, of course, immediately
It hits you.
conviction.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
golly. So went through, then we decided back up, gonna get married, try to get some foundation and some balance, and so we can appreciate, coming.
Tough.
So when we did come together, it was like, golly.
Like,
I was literally in repentance. And you know what she said to me? She said, do you want him to live?
I love old women. Jesus.
I said, good Lord.
Do you
that
want him to leave?
Like that far? Like we gotta go all the way down?
Yes,
She
you
was
have
like,
to.
because I was like, leave?
Yeah.
She was like, you married. Like, what you holding
What you
on for?
holding on? What you like now I understand the conviction. I can understand because that could be indoctrinated to you to the point where you don't even know you're doing it.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Which is one of the we're not getting. I'm not even gonna go down that road.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got some folks talking to us. I see we got a few comments.
We got.
Let's see what the chat is talking about.
Sex is a barometer to a marriage. True.
That's I agree with that.
You got women out here.
Well, not sex. I would say attraction.
Attraction.
Yes.
Share the difference.
Sex is the act. Attraction is what gets you there.
Come on.
I still have to be attracted to my wife in order to
right
chase her, in order to want her. And you can ask her yourself, like, if the want's not there, I don't want you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, you're not about to treat sex like weed eating.
Yeah. Like it got to be done, so come on.
Like,
like it gotta be done.
You're not about to do that because I enjoy you. Right. And you're not about to say, all right, turn over. I'm like, nah, player. I could do without you.
Prime example, we listened to a comedy. We listened to a comedian last night. Last night, I don't even remember dude's name. But anyway.
David Arnold.
David Arnold.
He's a genius.
Hilarious. And he said about the dead cat. Well, the lady roll over and just lift her leg up and say, go ahead. No, man. No, man. Don't do that to me.
I didn't get married to
at
get
this
that.
point, I'm not that dude. I'm not the dude that's going to be like, okay, I'm going to take it anyway.
Right.
I'm going to roll over.
Yeah.
You're not going to treat me that way. And I also, the issue of making me feel like it took me a while because I don't want you to make me, because we married. If we weren't married, it would be cool. But I don't want you to make me feel, what they say we always do to women, make y'all feel, I can't think of the word right now.
Pieces of meat.
I'm not a piece of meat either.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't treat me like that either. It's fun when we role playing, but just randomly, that's no.
Yeah, no.
So I'm just like, sex is important. So we have to be connected. We have to, it's a spiritual thing, which is why one of the big things that people don't understand, you are giving yourself physically and spiritually to that person.
Yes.
And that connection is strong. The more you have sex, the stronger that connection gets. So every time you have sex with the person you're married to, it's rekindling, it's reconsummating, binding that marriage. Prime example. Wedding night, she'll try to go to sleep. No, ma'am.
Ain't no sleep.
No, ma'am. There is a rule. This is not legal.
I consummate this marriage.
Consummate this marriage. I don't care how many times we did it before. This is an official.
I was like, look, this ain't new.
Hey, same thing here. We went to the house.
Yeah.
We didn't do nothing that night either.
We actually didn't.
No.
We were too tired.
I was trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I think she'll sleep all the way through.
Excuse me. Man, you gotta wake up now.
You don't even have to wake all the way up. I just need you. I just need you to be conscious enough to say it's nice.
But I told him, even that night, I was so sleepy. I was tired.
I got you.
And we got married on Friday.
Ooh.
At 7 p.m.
Ooh.
I did all the heads of hair that walked down the aisle in my wedding.
When you worked your
That
own wedding?
Thursday, I did all the other folk. And that Friday morning, I did me, my mom, and my daughter.
Oh, wow.
I was tired.
Yeah.
Well, you
And
did
that's why
work.
I told her.
So,
Yeah. What you
you
say?
ain't got to do nothing. Just
Yeah, like,
I
got you.
I got us this
that was a
time.
compromise.
I got us.
This time, I like that.
Yeah, just open your eyes enough to let me know that you're conscious that this is about to happen.
Yeah.
What?
And I got you.
That's hysterical.
I fell asleep.
It's all right.
I did. I woke up.
We've been that tired.
She woke up in between like, oh, this still going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is still happening.
Like,
So-
no, that is not. Oh, don't do that. We are not.
We're not condoning it.
advocating.
We just want y'all to giving y'all the real story.
That's true.
Like there's no sense in sugarcoating because life is not sugary. It's some good and some bad. It gets sour.
Sweet and salty.
Women lying about the orgasm. Men do that too. Don't y'all?
Yeah, we do.
We don't play that game too, man.
We will lie to y'all in a second.
This must have been back when I said about people believe that we have breakfast and being sex the rest of the day. Somebody was like, we believe it.
Mhm.
Okay, same person who talked about sex is around. He say that because if you're not having sex, your marriage is failing. This is true.
Yes.
I'll agree with that.
This is 110% true.
Well, let's put a I gotta put an asterisk on that because all right, I look at y'all and I look at us like we're super busy.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a week or weeks where you are rolling. Yeah. And it's not that y'all don't want each other. You can't even find the time.
And that happens.
Yeah.
But we're talking like I guess he's saying it in a
like if it's
a
not
healthy
happening.
Oh, just not happening. Oh yeah,
like at all.
Yeah, that's bad.
So then that's bad because even when we tired, we're like, look, I got about 13 minutes between 10 and 10:30, and we need to get this connection going before we take this bath, go to sleep, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you have to be. What's the book? 7 days.
Yeah, the 7-day challenge.
7 days.
The sex. The
I can't remember the name of the book. The 7 days something. We read the book. We're terrible with that. Read books and not remember the names or whatever.
Y'all quoting book.
The sex pyramid. Yeah, it was
sex
pyramid.
It was actually written by a pastor, minister, whatever.
Okay.
And his wife.
Oh,
All right.
And so it's a 7 day. You're supposed to read the book first.
Oh, okay.
All the way through.
All the way through.
Okay. And then start the sex pyramid. But the sex pyramid is to have sex every day for 7 straight days. We never made it.
People don't realize how hard that is because we didn't do it the right way. We would read a chapter and then try to implement what was going on when we were supposed to read the
whole book. Yeah.
And then come back and follow the guidelines. And it was about being consistent and intentional in connection and sex with your partner.
Oh wow! Okay.
We realized that after the fact.
Maybe we should have did chapter 3.
Maybe we should have read through all of this instead of reading a chapter. Say we'll read a chapter one day and then
we're gonna have sex on chapter 1 today.
Yeah.
How? Yeah. Read the book. Now I ain't gonna lie. We've done that.
Y'all did it. Did you
we
make it?
7 days in a row.
Yeah, like
we didn't read the book. We just had sex 7
But
days.
I'm saying, y'all made it.
Yeah, we're pretty active.
Super active.
Like
I'm glad we were able to say that, so people won't think that our friends that believe that's all we do.
Yeah,
like because we.
I don't know if it was because it was on purpose that we were trying to do.
I think because it was like sex. It was in
your
your head.
Y'all were reading a book and y'all like because when you were talking about that, I'm like it's literally like. It's not hard when you're consistent, the intimacy, like you flirt, like it literally happens naturally. And before you know it, we look around, we're like, every day. And sometimes it was like 2, twice a day, but that like I say that it literally, yes.
And when I'm thinking, I'm like, going back to the stats, it's like 54.
Bruh,
like 54 times.
I think we hit 54 in the second month of COVID.
I'm like, what? Like how are you connected? Like what? And that also rolled into when we were Bill Gates and his divorce. Like you're in an open marriage, you can go see your girlfriend here and there.
Money is not a problem.
Money is not a problem. Y'all really don't like each other.
Y'all just don't, that's straight up what it is.
Yeah.
Y'all really don't like
y'all friends.
Yeah.
Or not.
That's
y'all business
part.
Y'all business
even friends can stay together.
Yeah, right. Especially under those.
Yeah, even friends should stay together. I mean, because 130 billion between the two.
Yep. Yeah. That's about right.
Multiple places to go because you got properties all over. I don't want to see you this week. I'm going over here.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't even have to see you this week.
I don't have to see you.
And the beauty And
And we got an open
even
marriage.
though,
We'll go over there with her.
you know,
Like him.
even though what happened and transpired and how we were shut down, the deaths and all that, COVID made people get closer. You had to figure something out.
They either got close or they split.
Either realize y'all really didn't like each other like y'all thought, and went this way, or you realize how much you did appreciate, love each other, and they got closer. Because there was nothing else to do.
But each other.
Ma'am, I know it's the third time today, but we ain't got nowhere to go and nothing else to do.
And you looking good.
You can't tell me you tired.
I've
been watching everything.
Look, because we just woke up.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
Just came out of this nap.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask y'all a question while I got y'all here. Patio pull up, y'all. We're about to give the segment to them because I want to know. You know, how long have you all been married?
We'll be 15 in January.
15 in January and together
17.
17.
We're
same numbers.
That's what I said. And this is one of the things when we met them and we stood in the foyer and we talked. Like our marriage, our connections, our whole little tribe is almost identical. We've been together about the same 17 years. We just made 15 years in March. Yep. So it was so many things in common. Found out we had a mutual friend that I've been knowing for my whole life. So that's gonna have bad rules because it's the size of a teaspoon. Bad rules is the size of a teaspoon. But
and New Orleans is the bowl.
And New Orleans is the bowl.
Off the rails.
I'm back. My bad.
All right. So see,
I told you.
Okay.
So
what I want to know is this: y'all have 17 years of a relationship, a committed relationship, right? Ups, downs, all of the bouts, right?
Right.
We do too. So that's about 34 years of experience between the two of us, right?
Yes.
Combined. For y'all, because listening to those stats, were y'all shocked?
Very.
Okay.
Very.
Because me too. I still don't get it.
I know.
But there are people who are not happy in their sexuality inside their relationship.
But they love their
spouse or significant other, whatever. But they don't know how to have a healthy relationship sexually.
Sexual relationship.
And unfortunately, if your sexual relationship isn't healthy, your relationship itself is probably struggling.
Yeah.
So do you all have any tidbits that possibly you can share that maybe have worked for you all? Because not that everything that works for us is going to work for you all.
Right.
But maybe we can share something that, maybe you haven't thought of yet. Yeah. Maybe you can try, because the worst part about being in an unhealthy sexual relationship inside of a committed relationship is not being willing to try. So if you've gotten to the point where you like, screw it, I ain't doing this no more, you need to go on and let him or her be free so that y'all can be free to go find
whoever y'all need to
get with. Don't be holding on to people, just for the hell of it, because life is, it's too much life left to live to be stuck, So for those who want to figure it out, what are some things that, really need to happen, or that we can say, ma'am, if you're not satisfied, you need to do this. You need to, try this. Or the two of you, if y'all not connecting, this is something you can do to try to find that connection again. What you got?
You want to go first?
Well, part of the reason why Patio Pull-Up came about is because during COVID, it wasn't much to do. So we have a patio. We were already spending time out there, but we started spending more time on the patio. But what we noticed is we just started talking. Right. Like literally every day, all day. Of course, like Corey said, it was literally nothing to do. So we spent a lot of time talking, and it was almost like relearning each other. And while we were talking,
that may be my
while it's a burgundy car, I can see it here. But walls were being broken down. I know for me, as we were talking, I was able to just tell him this is a space where we could be honest. Like I came up with this thing.
Found the bubble.
Yeah. Called real talk. And it's like, if I say real talk, before I say something, then you recognize and agree that whatever I say, you'll be able to accept without, judging or being
no rebuttal.
No rebuttal. Because he was always like ready to defend, So it was just an open, safe space. So once we began that, and he allowed me to let him know how I was feeling or what I was feeling like, it was almost like dropping layers for me. And I even saw layers dropping for him. So like he would tell me, he would be able to verbalize more about like certain things. Like he said, like when I tell you like I want you, it doesn't necessarily mean I want you right now, but I hadn't known that for years. I'm just gonna be honest. I hadn't known that for years. I thought that meant, okay, I gotta get ready. But he was able to be honest and let me know, like as a man, and even telling me as a man, we can't speak how we want to speak to y'all. And when he told me that, I'm like, dang, we're like, not, I don't want to say we're that bad, but like women are so it allowed me to just kind of be aware of myself. So what I'm saying is like between the two of you or whoever is out there, like allow that safe space for the person to share. Because sometimes it's even deep as sharing trauma. Yeah. Sometimes you have to go that far so they can understand where you may not be comfortable doing this, sexually because this happened to you, right. And then it's like, okay, well, where can we find a middle ground or a compromise so I can get you comfortable, or we just not, I understand, so we don't have to do that. But it just created just an open area for us to be more open with him sexually. Like I became more open with myself instead of like hiding from myself, which I believe I was doing. I became more open with myself, which allowed me to become more open with him sexually, and just know like I can be his anything and everything and enjoy it. Yes. So yes, we have sex very often because we're comfortable with each other.
Right.
I can say for me, it was it came out of brutal honesty the first time, which I didn't think that was the way to go. So it came out as frustration the first time, which was like 8-9 years ago, where I was on the road constantly, and I was on the road. This is like what, third year in marriage?
Yes.
Third or fourth year in marriage, and I'm on the road doing colleges. Yeah. So who are there.
Yeah.
Okay, and they don't care. No. They just saw you on stage. You are the biggest superstar tonight. Yeah. So
you were in
and my friends, I'm not gonna say, my friends would partake, and I'd be like, I'm headed to the crib, and it was one night I had to drive 3 or 4, I think it was 4 hours. I left I was like, y'all can have fun. I'm going home. So 4 hours. I was like up. Told her to be up. Got home. I understand it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I got home. She was like, no. And I literally tapped her. I said, hey, baby. And we had a conversation. I woke her up. I said, hey, I just want to let you know that I just left a college where I was approached more than 5 or 10 times to do this. And I turned them all down to come home to do this with you. And you told me no. I said, that's not going to happen too many more times.
Yeah.
And I mean, but those are the conversations you're supposed to be able to have in your
And I didn't know that either.
And those are the conversations that you need to have.
A lot of people can't.
Yeah.
True. But like I said, it came out of frustration.
Yeah, because that wasn't like where we are today. We wasn't, like that just came out of frustration. It wasn't communication.
Right.
None at all. So that was just one thing. And I do believe it's communication. I agree with Shawanga when it talks about like when you start talking about like when the lines of communication are super open, you can be super comfortable to tell me what you want in the bedroom.
Right.
You are. Like, and because I'm gonna ask you, hey, what you want?
Right.
What you want me to do?
Am I doing anything that needs to be changed?
Exactly.
Is this working for you?
Like, what you want me to do? Direct.
Right.
I'm a utensil.
Executive producer.
Exactly.
Come on and do this.
Do like I don't know what you need. If you need like what you want me to do? Put on something.
Because how else are you supposed to know?
Exactly. And I'm a very sexual person. Because I love affection. Like I love touch. Like that's just what it is. And my wife knows that. So like in her head, she always thought that she had to keep up. Like Lord have mercy, this boy is on 1,000% of the time. How is this happening? Why isn't he tired? Why don't he don't want it?
God, yes, I used
She's think like,
I did.
and I told her, I was like,
Anytime.
because I don't have you. Like I don't,
Yeah.
I can't, like, basically, I can honestly say I was holding back for like 7, 8 years.
Yes.
Sexually. Holding back. Understand, when we
Married.
finish, I know she is, I'm not, and I'm just sitting there.
Ooh, I apologize for that.
Yeah,
Please, thank you for the
I
apology.
know.
They
For
need to
years.
hear it sometimes.
Yeah. And
Because
I'm
now
so
she
serious.
knows my
Yeah.
appetite now.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'd be sitting there
Yeah,
like,
you
I
was
am
starved
not
back in the
done.
day.
Yeah.
So she was like, why are you starting with me this morning? I was like, because last night wasn't enough. And it's like, I don't want to be a kid. It's like, I wasn't done. I was like, I want to play with my toy again. And like, I remember I wrote a joke about it. Oh, I remember I wrote a joke. That was another way I coped with it as well.
Yes.
I joked about, like, I wrote a set about it. And it was about I could cuss on it, right? Okay,
Say
well,
it.
I wrote a joke about a fucking schedule. I was like, are any of y'all on a fucking schedule? And it was like, what? I was like basically, like, if you have sex today, that means you can't have sex tomorrow. Like, for real. Like, if
That's how it
we
was,
had sex
yeah.
Monday, Tuesday is
Yeah,
off
baby,
limits.
like you already know.
Wednesday it might happen. Thursday is a guarantee. It was like that. So I can understand how the 51 to 52 times a year can happen.
I don't know what just happened here.
But it
I'm trying to figure.
We in?
Yeah, we're in.
yeah, we definitely. But
They can hear us.
But
they
that
can't.
also came from, like, you gotta understand, like, my wife had went through, like, she didn't had trauma in her life that I didn't know about, sexual trauma that I didn't know about, past relationships that were, like, not sexually healthy at all, that were dictated all by men. You know what I'm saying? And I finally, I believe that she was finally in a relationship where she could actually say, no, I don't want this, and I would be like, oh, okay, finally. And
Wow.
yeah, and I was like, okay, she don't. And even though I'm not getting what I need, I can
Yeah.
back up. But the communication is what made it even easier to get there.
Okay.
We
We're gonna
having
pause for a
technical
second. We're having
difficulties.
a technical difficulty.
Ooh,
Stay
you broke
with
the
us,
internet.
y'all.